should you watch Obsession? It's been out in cinemas for 2 or 3 months. I've been hearing all these opinions left and right about how Obsession is just amazing. It's a great movie. But I was a bit reserved because I am not a big fan of this kind of supernatural horror. I just find that genre extremely unfresh. I find this genre very difficult to be original these days because it just relies on all the same tropes, and most of the movies that come out these days, I don't find them particularly interesting, engaging, very predictable. Quite often they also not that well executed or acted. The reason I was reserved because it made me think of recent films like Longlegs or Weapons, which I wasn't a big fan of, because I was hearing the same things about those, for example, those two films that I've been hearing about Obsession recently. So I just kind of assumed it's just going to be another one of those. But then eventually I decided to go and see it in cinema, as I do. And all I can say is I was wrong, and I stand corrected. Obsession is the best film, mainstream film up to date this year, by far. It is amazing. I've been captivated from the very, very first moment to the very, very last scene and last shot. It is an extremely well-made movie, especially considering the relatively low budget. The lead performance she's incredible, and all the performances are good, but she's just incredible. And what she does in certain scenes, it was taking my breath away because I honestly did not know what to expect next. And in this way, as a horror, as a supernatural horror, or whatever you classify it as, it works so well. It is so effective because it was I think it's about 90-minute long film. Because the whole experience was just breathtaking. Quite often, movies like that can be somewhat interesting, somewhat good, but then I kind of lose interest halfway through because, okay, I've seen enough. I know where it's going. I know what's going to happen, and that's where the film loses my interest. But in case of Obsession, as I said, I was captivated through and through. There was one moment, one scene where at the beginning of the scene, I knew, okay, this scene is going there, and that's indeed what happened. So that was just one thing that I found predictable, one little moment. But otherwise, it's a near perfect movie. And yes, as I've been hearing from everyone around, and I'm joining them in this shout now, you should definitely go and see it. Definitely in cinema. Yeah, go and see it twice. Go and see it 3 times. It's an amazing film. And I'm really looking forward to Carrie Barker's, who's the director, next film. Additionally, if you enjoy listening to film music, as I do, do listen to the soundtrack on its own as well, because it's really good. It's very ominous, so I definitely recommend the soundtrack as well. Anyway, this was my quick review of Obsession. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you enjoyed Obsession as much as I did in the comments, or maybe if you didn't. I would love to hear the opposite opinions. And if you like this sort of content, please click my like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this to follow. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.